created all of this and so much more across America and the globe. His life's work has left an indelible imprint on the global media landscape. His contributions are both innumerable and extraordinary, and we thank him for letting us be a part of it all. Thank you, Rupert, and congratulations.
Indeed, and without him, we would not be here.
True on that.
And we thank him for that.
I mean, I don't know if we want to thank him for that, and I think that they should probably calm down a little bit. But yes, this is the end of an era, kind of, over at Fox. It's Rupert Murdoch announcing that he's gonna retire, kind of. So he's retiring from the Fox News Corp board, but he's still planning on working. So here's a little more information.
In a note to employees today, he says he's decided that in November he will move to the role of chairman emeritus at both Fox and at Fox Corp. He says going forward, his son Lachlan will be the sole chair of both companies. In his note, Rupert Murdoch says for his entire professional life, he's been, quote, engaged daily with news and ideas, and that will not change. And he says he will still be an active member of the Fox community, reaching out with thoughts and ideas and advice as he does every day. He goes on to say, quote, our companies are in robust health, as am I. Our opportunities far exceed our commercial challenges. We have every reason to be optimistic about the coming years. I certainly am, and plan to be here to participate in them.
Now, what's interesting is in a segment where Charlie Kirk was basically demanding that we cut Social Security, he said that he doesn't even agree with retirement. He thinks that retirement is non-biblical. So, would you look at that, Rupert Murdoch, not following the Bible according to Charlie Kirk. Okay, but in all seriousness, homeboy is kind of retiring, but not really. He's still very much gonna be involved in what takes place over at Fox. And I'll get to those details in a moment, but I wanna get your initial thoughts on all of this, Waz.
This is fake news. The guys, you know what's so funny about this is that we all watched the final season of Succession, which, you know, the creators have acknowledged that Rupert Murdoch is part of the sort of amalgamation that they made of the main character, Logan Roy, you know, because he's like this scion and he is the, you know, the emperor of this media empire. And the guy dies on the job. And I think Rupert Murdoch has long ago decided that he is going to die on the throne. He's not stepping down. He's not gonna let his sons run it. He's going to do this thing until he's finished. And this news to me just confirmed that this guy is old as dirt and he still wants to work at this thing.
He's 92, he's 92 years old and he seems to be relatively healthy given his age.
Sure.
But I think you're right. I mean, I just think that this news is more about retiring in name only. In reality, like he's got his tentacles wrapped around Fox and his influence is still gonna be very apparent. As leader of Fox and News Corporation, which publishes influential board sheets such as the Wall Street Journal and tabloid New York Post, Murdoch has for decades commanded considerable influence in the Republican Party, matched by only a select few. I don't even know who the select few are. I think Murdoch is really the sole individual who has the most influence over the Republican Party. Now, his retirement comes at a key moment in the media industry as entrenched entertainment giants confront a sweeping transformation of the traditional television and film business, and consumers rapidly gravitate towards streaming services. And so the younger Murdoch who's gonna take over, kind of, is his son Lachlan. And I think it's worth kind of understanding who he is, what he represents, what's his political ideology. Lachlan Murdoch, though, striking a different visage than his father, with tattoos and trademark leather boots. Like, what is this? What is this New York Times nonsense? Like, who cares? Oh,
is this 1972 where tattoos were like some scary thing? I mean, my God, the guy wears leather boots.
Yeah, optically he's a little bit different. Ideologically, he's the same, okay? So he has so far represented continuity, which is definitely true, continuity for the family companies. Though he has taken a more aggressive stance in entering the streaming sphere, acquiring and the ad-supported entertainment streaming service Tubi in 2020, which has since gained in value, he has maintained the positioning of the company's more stridently conservative outlets. So he was in his current role overseeing Fox News in 2020 and had been initially supportive of the network's far-right firebrand Tucker Carlson. Though he was also credited inside the company with forcing Carlson from the Fox lineup after the Dominion settlement in the spring, there is no indication the younger Murdoch will change the network's overall course and hard right approach in the lead up to another presidential campaign that may well have Trump atop the Republican ticket. Look, I think the main takeaway here is that not much is gonna change. Things are gonna pretty much stay the same. Rupert Murdoch is still very much gonna be an influence, and his son, Lachlan Murdoch, is in line with his political ideology. So.
Yeah, and another lesson learned for the public. These people who have power, they don't just abdicate. And that goes from Feinstein to Joe Biden to Rupert Murdoch, you name it. These folks, they let power go out of their cold, dead hands. It's just never going to happen. People just don't relinquish power. Like the idea that somebody this powerful and influential, even at 92, he can't bring himself to be like, I'm done. I don't want to be the person that's wielding this thing anymore. I want to go off into the sunset and do what I do. It's just never going to happen.
Do you ever wonder what we would do in a similar situation, right? Like where we find ourselves with a massive amount of wealth, we never have to work again. Do we become so obsessed with the power that we want to maintain whatever position got us wealthy in the first place? Or will we take the money and run? What do you think you do?
I hesitate to say this in public, Anna, but the idea that I would work when I didn't have to, I just can't imagine. I just cannot imagine it.
I totally agree with you.
I cannot imagine it.
I mean,
like the idea that I could have a comfortable life without lifting a finger, and that I would bother myself to lift fingers. It's hard. It's hard to see it happening.
I mean, I would definitely lift fingers in can as I'm drinking my cafe au lait on the beach. Okay.
Yeah, I just don't believe in this hustle, grind mentality that we have here in America and in capitalism. I just don't believe in it. I think you should take pride in your work. I don't think you should hand in horrible work in the work that you're paid to do. But the second I've acquired enough resources and money to not work, it's not going to happen. I'm not working for anybody.
Totally. Well, like
I don't care what the power is.
There are certain things that I want to do that I literally can't do because work takes up most of the day. And also, if I decided, all right, I'm going to do a career change and do this other thing that I'm interested in, it's just not going to bring in enough money to live, pay my bills.
Yeah.
So like I love elderly people. Like I want to volunteer at like a nursing home or an assisted living facility. Like there's so many, like doing kind acts for others feels really nice. And I feel like a lot of people who want to do those things just don't have the bandwidth to do those things. So like I think about taking a load off, yes, traveling, enjoying life, but I also think about other things that actually are of service of others that I'd love to do, and you just don't have the ability to do it. But I do want to just end on this because this quote just blew me away, and it gives you a sense of how delusional some of the wealthiest people in the world happen to be. Okay, this is from Rupert Murdoch. I'm gonna quote him, graphic 6. My father firmly believed in freedom, and Lachlan is absolutely committed to the cause. Self-serving bureaucracies are seeking to silence those who would question their provenance and purpose. Elites have open contempt for those who are not members of their rarefied class. Most of the media is in cahoots with those elites, peddling political narratives rather than pursuing the truth. Rupert Murdoch said that. Care to comment, Was?
I mean, it's a freaking joke. I'll say that. But the only thing I will say, this is the only thing that I will say, his sort of peers in the media, all of elite media, I think the media that speaks to the most down home regular people, even though they might be right wing as hell, is Fox News. The average New York Times reader, the average, you name it, whatever big media titan entity out there, does not speak to as many normal people, right wing and off the reservation as they may be, as Fox News does. So I will say that. But Jesus Christ, the idea that Fox News doesn't live to serve the interests of elites, like say, I don't know, Rupert Murdoch and Shelley Adelson and all these other right wing, the Koch brothers, you name it. That's ridiculous on its face. That like Fox News doesn't exist to serve the sort of aims of their modal viewer, right? Fox News exists to maintain the status quo for right-wing elites. That goes without saying.
No, 100%. And look, I think that your point is well taken. I think that legacy media outlets tend to almost like talk down to people. And I think that viewers and readers have picked up on that, and they just don't trust these institutions anymore, especially when you consider, legacy platforms and publications like the New York Times and the reporting that led up to the preemptive war in Iraq. Like, how do you trust that kind of reporting after you've been misled so deeply, right? So that's definitely true. But Fox News intentionally misleads and misinforms their viewers. They might cover the news in a tone that's more appealing to people, that might seem like their hosts actually understand what ordinary people are going through. But when you listen to their message and what they're promoting, it's always anti-worker, it's always pro-corporation, it's always about tax cuts for the rich, deregulation of corporations. And it's the same drivel that has led to the increasing inequality in the country. So it's like frustrating because it's all about the optics, it's all about the framing, it's all about the tone. But if you pay attention to what they're advocating for, it's always what leads to more pain and suffering for the ordinary people that are watching their broadcasts to begin with. And so more of that is to come, because based on what I'm reading about Rupert Murdoch's so-called retirement, not much is gonna change, unfortunately.
Thanks for watching. If you become a member, you get to watch all this ad-free, except for, of course, this ad. Still, hit the join button below.